Now I am honored to invite the distinguished scholar, Dr. C.M. Neelakandhan, former professor, Sri Shankaracharya University of Sanskrit, Kalady. A brief introduction of C.M. Neelakandhan, sir. He was a teacher in Sanskrit Sahitya at Government Sanskrit College, Pattambi for about 19 years. After that, he worked as reader and professor in charge in Sahitya and Vedic studies at Sri Shankaracharya University of Sanskrit, Kalady for 17 years. On retirement, he continued there as a publication director, served at Kerala Kalamandalam, deemed to be University for Art and Culture, for 3 years as academic director, author, editor, co-editor of several books in Sanskrit, English, Malayalam on Vedic studies, Sanskrit criticism, Indian culture, etc. He is a recipient of many state and national level awards and recognitions, member, chairman, secretary of various cultural bodies and academic committees in universities in and outside Kerala and in government organizations, and coordinator of, and he is coordinating many state, national, international level seminars and workshops carried out, and is carrying out various academic projects like cataloging of the manuscripts of Kerala along with Professor Ashok Aklujkar, British Columbia University, Canada. He is doing many audio video documentation of complete Jainiya Samaveda of Kerala tradition for 95 hours for Sri Shankaracharya University of Sanskrit, Kalady. So I request sir to give his lecture on the paper. Over to you, sir.
Shrutismriti Purananam Agamam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Shankaram Lokashankaram Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Respected scholars, friends, and audience, my pranams to all. I am very happy that I have been given a chance to present a paper in the second Adi Sankara workshop being organized here. I thank Mr. Murali and the organizers for that. In the first Adi Sankara workshop, organized 2 years before, I was invited and I had a presentation of about 1.5 hours. Really gave me ample time, and some of my relatives and friends have attended that lecture also, which is in YouTube. And my friends and students outside Kerala and outside India used to send me the YouTube even now, appreciating that and discussing about it. So it was a very good experience to me, and Murali even now preserves that. In that lecture, I have presented many important points related to Shankara and his life history, etc., which most of the topics were discussed now in the morning session and in the panel session. So I won't repeat such things. Whatever I have to add to that, I will present now within a very limited period of time, because I am conscious that some more papers, Anandaraj is here and many other scholars are here. And my close family relatives, Kaipilli Mana is very close related to me. My sister is married to Kaipilli Mana, who is not with us now, but brother who married my sister and all others are here. My pranams to all. So now, the topic given to me is Advaita Lineage of lineage in Kerala. Murali might have thought in mind to present a paper on the Advaita lineage of Kerala, similar to a topic that was presented by Srinivasan. Now this topic has two more or three main dimensions. First of all, from the period of the beginning of the Malayalam language and literature, or Malayalam language and literature which was separated from Tamil language and literature, and Malayalam culture and tradition which was separated from Tamil culture and tradition. That is at about 10th, 11th centuries AD, we all know that. The three Unniyachi Charidam, Unniyadi Charidam, Unnichiridevi Charidam, three Maniparvala Kavyas, and the earliest translation of the famous work of Arthashastra, these things happened. From that time onwards, all writings in Malayalam and Manipravalam were influenced by Advaita doctrine also, sometimes along with Bhakti cult, sometimes not along with Bhakti cult, Advaita doctrines directly being described in the works. I am not going to give examples. I will give the names of great poets and thinkers of the time only. Cherusheri Eഴുത്തച്ഛൻ, Kunjan Nambiyar, all these poets, Pundanam, up to the many poets of modern time, they incorporate or describe Advaita doctrines also effectively, along with many other emotions of life and visions of life in their poems. Pundanam, etc. are to be mentioned especially in that lineage. Many poets, Eഴുത്തച്ഛൻ. I am very briefly presenting the things because time is very short. Another aspect of this Advaita lineage of Kerala is Mr. Murali has given some points related to that aspect in Tamil Nadu. In art, painting, theatrical arts. In art, painting, theatrical arts, etc. Advaita episodes and Advaita ideals are very influentially present in Kerala from that time onwards. Now I am speaking from medieval period, 10th, 11th century to that, because it is at that time when Kerala culture, Malayalam language, etc. got independent existence and identity. In all art forms, like even in Kathakali, in dance forms, Mohiniyattam, dance forms, Tullal, many Tullal poems of Kunjan Nambiyar are highly spiritualistic, directly and indirectly. And even in Kathakali, in the recent times, one episode of Shankara was presented, and so many experiments are going on in all theatrical art forms. This is the same case with painting and such other art forms also, iconography, painting, sculpture, etc. also in Kerala. So in all these art forms, all these theatrical art forms and other art forms, the lineage of Advaita is very influentially present in Kerala from the medieval period, which is continuing even now. Another most important point is Advaita lineage in the dissemination of Advaita in another way. That is very important. I think Mr. Murali has given some hints related to that aspect also. Advaita lineage of Kerala has another significant phase of development in Kerala. like in other parts of India, which is related to nationalism, freedom movement, and Renaissance ideals. Actually, Swami Vivekananda, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, etc. were the inaugurators of this phase nationally, in the national level, which was later further taken up by the leaders of social and cultural movements all over India. In Kerala also, great philosophers like Sri Narayana Guru, Chattambi Swamigal, Brahmananda Shivayogi, the father of this Ramakrishna Ganananda Swami, and many other great spiritual leaders and social leaders, Brahmananda Shivayogi, Vagbhadananda, Ranganathananda, so many great spiritual leaders who were born in Kerala. Another name to give Chinmayananda, so many such great leaders. They disseminated Vedanta ideals, disseminating ideals of Vedanta through their writings and speeches. Another point in this regard is that these scholars and saints wrote books and articles with this objective in the regional language Malayalam also. So this is another phase of the lineage of Advaita in Kerala, particularly in the Malayalam language and literature, Malayalam society, Malayalam scenario, Kerala scenario in total. Another unique feature of the popularization of Advaita ideals among the public in the regional language in Kerala is the ritual art form called Poorakali and Marathakali. This is a very peculiar feature of Kerala, disseminating Advaita doctrines. These two, Poorakali and Marathakali, are practiced in the Bhagavati temples of North Kerala in the festival seasons. In these ritual art forms, Poorakali is the general name given to that festival, and in that, Marathakali is the particular ritual art form where dialogues related to Shastras in Sanskrit in different ways in Malayalam language are presented for 6 to 7 to the whole night sometimes, and masses of people attend that very interestingly, because these discourses are very interesting. Two scholars come on the stage, and there will be one Adhyaksha or the controller presiding, and the discourse will go on sometimes in the whole night, 7, 6, 7, 8 hours. And in that, those two important aspects are there for this kind of discourse in Malayalam, in Poorakali. One is, this is presented by scholars not in the higher level of society, in the middle level of society, who study Shastras in those places, going to the gurus, great gurus, and they learn all the Shastras in Sanskrit, Mimamsa, Vedanta, Alankara Shastra, all, and they indulge in deep discussion. Among these, they present high Vedantic ideals also very beautifully, illustrating beautiful examples, attracting the common mass in a very good way. So this Poorakali, this has parallel in Kerala itself, in other places, in the traditional colloquium of Shastra in Sanskrit, which has a very great tradition, which is called Vidwal Sabha or Shastra Sabha or Shastrartha Sabha. In Kochi Raja and Sringeri, etc. Now it is going on in Kerala, in all academic centers, such Vakyartha Sabhas are going on, which are presented in Sanskrit only. Same thing is going on, but scholars and research scholars and other pandits, they gather together and they present one Vakyartha, Athato Brahmajijnasa from Advaita Vedanta. One scholar present, and he begins to explain it in Sanskrit, and questions can come from any other scholars present there in any Shastras, and he has to defend it. So this kind of disseminating Shastra, including Vedanta, in the Vakyartha, traditional Vakyartha Sabha, done in Sanskrit only. This is being disseminated in Malayalam, which is, and along with that, this Advaita Vedanta tenets are also disseminated. And in North Malabar again, there is the very, very famous Teyyam presentation, where also Anandaraj etc. knows, they were also in Teyyam etc. Shankara episodes are presented. This is more folk art form, folk ritualistic art form. The Chandala incident etc. they present among the public with the totem, they call totem, the songs in Malayalam, not in pure Malayalam, but in the regional languages in which Shankara's episodes and Advaita tenets are presented. So in this way, Advaita tenets are disseminated in Kerala through literature, art, ritual arts, paintings, and theatrical arts in different forms. I am not giving the examples for all. I will conclude my brief presentation with one or two more points. In my great, though this is the audience are less, it is highly academic, Murali. Professors from Shankaracharya University in Vedanta and Vyakarna present here. Professors from Sri Shankara College, PG department, present here. Then Kupuswami Shastri, then professors like Anandaraj and Kalady, Mumbai, our next. So I would like to add one point only with my idea related to Shankara's history here. In the morning, in the discussion, and in my in the earlier presentation, Kaipilli, Kapilli, Talayatuvalli, then crocodile incident, then Kanagatharastavam, then Melpadur. All these we know. Along with that, there is one more thing to add. In 8th century AD, there was CE, 8th century after CE, there was a great poet, dramatist in Kerala called Shaktifadra. Shaktifadra, he is considered as the earliest dramatist in Sanskrit in Kerala, who has written Ashcharya Chudamani, a great work which is very influential, proficient in, very used in Kudiyatam. And there is a legend that Shaktifadra wrote Ashcharya Chudamani, and at that time Shankara had his sannyasa around Kerala, Chadurmasya, and he reached Shaktipadra's house, which is even now protected in Patananditta, Shaktipadra, and when Shankara went there, Shaktipadra, Shankara was very famous at that time. Shaktipadra recited the whole of this 7-act Ashcharya Chudamani to him. But Shaktifadra was in the stage in the silence, war of silence at that time. Shankara was in the war of silence at that time, Mamana Vrata. So he didn't react anything, he didn't answer anything. He simply nodded his head and he went. Shaktifadra thought that he was very panic, very sad. He thought that Shankara did not react anything because the drama was very low standard. So immediately Shaktipadra put it to fire. 7 acts Ashwarya Chudayamani was put it to fire. Next time when again Shankara came there in his Chaturmasya routine, he reached again Shaktipadra and immediately he addressed Shaktipadra. Oh, where is Bhuvanabhuti? Bhuvanabhuti, where is Bhuvanabhuti? Shankara addressed Shaktipadra with the respectful name Bhuvanabhuti, because in one of the sargas, one of the acts of Shaktipadra's Ashwarya Chudayamani, I remember it is the 3rd act, there is a usage, very pertinent usage in a sloka. Tribhuvana Ripurasya Ravana Purvajaschail Asulabha iti nunam Vigraha Karmukasya Rajanichara Nibaddham Prayasho Vairametat Bhavatu Bhuvana Bhutyai Sarvaraksho Vadhena. This, the use of the word Bhuvana Bhuti in the apt context in the sloka was very attractive, and Shankara had in his mind that usage, and he addressed Shaktipadra, where is Bhuvana Bhuti? At that time, Shaktipadra knew that actually Shankara had appreciation on the drama, but Shaktipadra said that you did not give me any reaction by word, so I put it to fire in a panic mood. But Shankara recited the whole drama again to him, which he wrote down, and which that drama is getting down in that way. So this is again a legend, a local legend to correlate Shankara with Kerala and to correlate Shankara to about 8th century AD. This is what I want to present, adding to that. Again, as Murali has been working in this field for many years, I know his curiosity, his deep, his hard work, his intention, vision, everything. Yes, we must get any kind of evidence, no doubt. But according to the modern research, I am guiding many people, about 25, I have guided 25 scholars. We have to depend upon our literary sources, archaeological sources, inscriptional sources, everything, historical sources. But on a point, if anything is not getting, modern research, Anand, everyone knows that modern research allows to depend upon myths and legends also, provided, not as such, provided the scholar very reasonably, realistically, scientifically examine the myths and legends and extract the basic truth behind that, either geographical or psychological or historical. So, myths and legends are not ruled out in the modern research. That is a caution for supervisors and for research scholars. So, my dear Murali and all others here, we have to take all these things into account. And I am not going further because I have so many examples for this, because the Parashurama legend, even the Parashurama legend we cannot negate, because it is a tsunami. The tsunami in 13th century, it is almost recorded. And it is that tsunami that Kodungallur has been closed and Kochi has been opened, and the Periyar River divides into two there. So before that, 1,000 years before that, there might have happened a tsunami, and the sea have been gone and land has been come, where slowly settlements. This is a geographical fact. Along with that, so many poetic fancies and other things, and then Parashurama, so many things came. So, we cannot negate these things also in determining, locating historical facts. So, maybe, as we have discussed in the morning, in research, nothing is final. We have to go on discovering. So, this is one thing. I will conclude my presentation adding one more point. I am very happy that scholars from all academic institutions are here. I worked on Shankara, everyone knows. When I was here in Kalady, I had the opportunity to publish 5 volumes of complete works of Sankaracharya, which is a publication that has come after about 100 years. Vani Vilasam Press Sri Rangam has published the complete works of Shankaracharya in Demi 18 in 21 volumes about 100 years ago. Only that was available, and that was not available. Now it is available only in net only. We got a complete set of that, and we could bring out a new edition of Shankaracharya's complete volumes in 5 volumes, complete works in 5 volumes. In that, we could only add the original text in the Vani Vilasam Press, because if you go for typing and proofreading and the whole text, it will take many time. So we simply took the screen printing or film and added to the main text. And the division of topics into 5 volumes, etc., we decided, the publication committee decided, and in a particular way we divided the topics into 5 volumes. And in the first volume we added about 100 pages Dr. V.D. Nathan's introduction in English. In the last pages we added about 100 pages Potisar's study in English, in Sanskrit, and in the end complete bibliography of Shankaracharya from the beginning up to the 2012 when the volume was published, about 100 pages. But after bringing out this volume, what is my feeling is, first of all, two works attributed to Shankara, very famous in Kerala, has not been included in the Sri Rangam edition, which we could only reproduce. That is one, the famous sloga, Astam Davadiyam, and the slogas that is famous as Madhur Panchagam, which was presented here in the morning, which the other 4 slogas may be most probably written by some Shankaracharya after that. Anyhow, most world famous Astam Davadiyam is not included in the Sri Rangam. So we cannot include that, because the whole text was included as such. Again, I could discover another work of Shankaracharya called Sabarya Hridayam. Sabarya Hridayam is a work of Shankara in 7 slokas. Simple, very simple in that vrta, very particular vrta, Mala Bharati, something like that. These 7 slokas contain highest philosophy of Tantra. Just going through the sloka, we cannot understand anything. Highly tantric. Then we discovered a commentary for the 7 slokas in verse form, 35 verses. 35 verses, which is also anonymous. No other is written there. Reading that 35 verses in commentary and the original 7 slokas, again we will not get any idea. We people teaching in colleges about 30-40 years. But after that, there is a commentary in prose in Sanskrit by Kodungallur Godavarma Bhattantampuran, which is very later. Reading that commentary, we will get some idea about what Shankara has in his mind. So with the Sabarya Hridayam, 7 slokas original, 35 slokas anonymous Sanskrit commentary, then prose commentary, with all these 3, I could locate in a Tantri family near Pattambi. Another guru from Pattam, my teacher, Pundotam Sankaranarayanamburi, actually located it, and he published all this in Malayalam. language, and I published the whole thing in Sanskrit. So what I am trying to present is that the present edition that we have, complete works of Shankaracharya, is inadequate or may be inadequate. In Kerala tradition, 2 famous works that are attributed to Shankara are not added there. There may be other works like this in Kerala and in other regions that we have to procure, and we have to work on that. That is my appeal to young scholars and departments here. Again, I am concluding. After publishing these 5 works, myself tried to bring out the complete Malayalam translation of complete Shankaracharya's works into Malayalam based on these 5 volumes, myself. And I had a discussion with Madhurumi, and they agreed to bring. And Dr. K. Bharati, retired principal, very great scholar, now about 80s, she agreed to translate also. She translated last 5th volume and 4th volume. And with very difficulty, Madhurumi published the 5th volume, Stotras. Because by that time, Madhurumi has so many priorities and so many discussions. So only the 5th volume of Kalady edition with Stotras translation, very good translation. And the 4th volume, Prakarana Granthas, Bharati teacher published in her own way with spending lakhs of rupees. So the other 3 volumes yet to bring into Malayalam with good translation. If it is brought to regional language with a readable, beautiful translation, then only Shankara's ideals will be disseminated. There are translations of Bhashyas and Prasanatraya Bhashya, A.G. Krishnavarya, Upanishads, etc. But I am speaking about the complete works. Recently, a translation has come from Trivandrum, Nedumangad, 18 volumes. I don't know, Murali is here and scholars from Tamil Nadu, etc. are here. I don't know in Tamil language whether any such attempt has come out. I don't know. If not, it is our duty to bring out such translations in local languages to disseminate. Again, I don't know whether this work, complete works of Shankaracharya with English translation has come out, I don't know. I think no. When I was here, after the publishing this, I gave so many requests with the projects for all these things, but my time is over, my term is over. So these are the things. While we discuss on Shankara and his ideals, these are the things we have to do very seriously, and the departments like Kalady Vedanta department or Department of Vedanta in Sankaracharya, Sri Shankara College or trusts also can take initiative. Not only we needn't depend on government organizations only, GEO and non-GEO, non-governmental groups can do sometime more effectively such things. One more, Anand. By attempting this translation, we were discussing after 2 volumes, 5th and 4th, Bharati teacher and we were discussing about next, that has not. We stuck on the famous Tantra work, Sabarya Hridayam. Sorry, famous Tantra work, Prapanchasaram. We stuck. Bharati teacher is a very great scholar. I requested her to begin, but she was also embarrassed because what is the meaning of each verse in the great work Prapanchasaram attributed to Shankara related to Tantra? We cannot understand now. Either to two possibilities are there. Either we are not concurrent, we are not in full concurrence with the tantric ideals. Otherwise, the readings in the text may be confusing. So this remains as a challenge in my experience. So my another intention, my vision is, yet I think no one has attempted to locate the original manuscripts and transcripts of these complete works of Shankaracharya in any Shankara Mathas. I think, I have discussed this thing with many scholars. I think no one has attempted, only the Sri Rangam edition, and based on that, what we have brought out, and based on that, only the Sri Rangam edition is the first compilation, as I understand. So if these are mega projects, you see, life vision, determination, sacrifice, money, finding out money for that, all is needed. But if one wishes seriously in that way, editing or finding out, locating the original manuscripts and transcripts of all the works, including Sabarya Hridayam or any other, most of the works, stotras are readable, but many other works, if we locate them and indulge in a serious attempt to fix the readings, etc., and to reconstruct the text and to present them in the academic world, will be another great thing. In that effort, one more benefit we will get. Now, there is discussion regarding which are the works of Shankara originally, which are attributed to him. And my hope is that if such work is done, we can locate. Idi Govinda Bhagwal Pada Shishya Virajidayana Sri Shankarayana, etc., some colophons, etc., we will get, and we can rule out, or we can find out many solutions for such discussions also. So, very great work is Murali doing, and I bow down before his will and vision and enthusiasm. Months he is indulging in preparing, in organizing this seminar. In the night, odd times we used to talk, call me, discuss with me, how to arrange, who are the scholars to discuss, and his will and vision, we have to appreciate very much. Along with that, each and everyone present here, including the family members, your trust has to do many things. 3, 4, 5 projects I have presented now. One you take up, either Prapanchasara or the 2 volumes in Malayalam have come. 1 volume you take it. I will give you the scholars. I will give you all the assistants. I will give you the research scholars. Only you have to coordinate and spend money. Other 3 volumes yet to come into Malayalam. And so, similar projects. My young researchers and scholars and enthusiastic colleagues are here from Kalady University, from Sri Shankara College, Kalady, and all. Kupuswami Shastri, very famous in English, they can attempt. Begin 1 volume. With these humble words, I pay pranams to Shankara and Agamananda and all the great tradition. These pictures are here, very energizing, giving us stimulation, energy, enthusiasm. Pranams to all.